the what the fuck dating horror stories, and let's get back into it.
Y'all not gonna believe what he did on this date. Y'all check this shit out.
Okay.
Worst first date ever. He would not
As she's
get off
eating
his phone
chicken.
when I got there.
Red flag.
He even brought his baby that he didn't tell me about.
What?
I think I'm gonna get the full rack of ribs.
Are you sure you want salad?
Pause. He brought a child, a baby that's in a car seat to the first date. Okay, you're a single father, or I don't know what the fuck going on with you, but can you tell me that you're bringing a child on a first date so I don't pull up and be like, oh, I can't run my dirty ass mouth? You're bringing a child to the first date of meeting somebody and you ain't tell nobody you had kids and this, that, and third. Communication is key. Okay.
No, I think I want the ribs. Well, if you forgot your wallet, you can just like Venmo me or Cash App me. That's fine.
Pause again. There is a lot of the same things that's going on, within these videos that I'm noticing. I forgot my wallet. I lost my wallet. I can't find my wallet. Okay, baby. You can't find your wallet. So that means you don't have no cash? No? Okay, baby. So why are you planning a date with another individual if you can't pay for anything? Because me personally, I'm not expecting you to pay for anything when it comes to me. But baby boy, I expect you to pay for your own shit. You forgot your wallet, but you sure didn't forget to bring this baby along with you that you didn't tell me about. I'm gonna need you to reschedule the date. Or not, because I don't give a fuck at this point. Okay.
Sorry, I don't have Cash App.
You ain't got what? Oh, baby, them hands
You ain't got, huh?
You be back there washing them dishes.
Like your bank account, you can just transfer the money to me.
Oh, hell no. He got more excuses than the news have stories.
I'm sorry, what was the last thing you asked? Oh, carrots. Yes, gotcha. Well, honestly, I feel like you invited me here. Like, I feel like I shouldn't have to pay.
If you ain't got no money to pay for your bill on a date,
What the fuck you do on a date?
and you done brought a whole baby on our date, girl, block his ass and never talk to him again.
Rethink recycling with Renew.
And of course,
Fill up a hefty Renew bag with hard
we gotta
recycled
add.
plastics and drop.
We good. Can we skip it? We skipped it.
Alright, I'll get those going and then I'll come back and grab your.
Thank you very much. Alright, so I liked what she had mentioned about the scallops. That sounded really good. I'm a big seafood fan, so I think I'm gonna do that.
I'll surprise you. I know what you want.
I hate some.
You don't know what I want because you don't know me.
You know this place better than me, so.
Okay.
You don't want to.
You don't like redwood? Not good hair or something?
Well, you don't want to add on any calories to you.
No, but I mean we're on a nice little date, so I think I can ignore it for now.
Pause. Mind you, there will be a lot of pauses because I insert my commentary while I feel it's needed. He said you can't order the red wine or whatever the fuck she was trying to order because he said it's gonna add calories. Well, babe, we're on a date at a restaurant. Anything I put in my fucking mouth besides water and lemon, it's gonna add calories. If I want red wine, then I want red wine. I don't give a fuck about the calories. Why do you give a fuck about the calories? You be sure to mind your own and not my own. Okay.
A drink that'll suit what you're looking for.
What the hell am I looking for?
Something with less calories.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, wine does have a lot of sugar.
I tend to know what women like.
No, baby, you don't because you're not a woman.
Not many guys do.
Well, I'm definitely a cut above the rest.
I doubt.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with.
She's actually going to have what I'm going to have.
What's that?
I'm going to have the.
Are the ones you like to add super salad to?
Yeah, I was thinking the soup. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Oh my god! I can't even talk. Okay, I can't even order.
Updates and that was junk.
But if you don't mind, I'm going to take care of my bill because.
I do mind. I will go ahead and take care of it.
No. Listen, I've had an experience like this in the past, and I do not want to repeat. So I will definitely.
Well, that's not me. I will not embarrass me.
Baby, you embarrassing yourself because I'm not your wife. You don't know me.
Okay. Don't worry about it. Just not make a scene. I forgot you like to open the door. Thank you. That's really nice of you. All right, I'm just gonna run into the car. If that's okay.
No.
Oh my god. Okay.
Don't give no man no options. If you want to run to the car, run to the car.
That's fine. Thank you.
So I'm supposed to be on my way to a date, but he just texted and canceled. His reasoning being that he's starving and could not wait till the time we were supposed to meet to eat. He texted me
Nigga, what?
and he said, I'm really hungry. I can't wait. So I text back like, I'm about to get dressed. And then he said, well, can we just reschedule because I cannot wait. Mind you, it was 7:30 when he texted me and we're supposed
Nigga,
to
go
meet
eat a
around
snack. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you a
Are
child?
you serious? Like, eat a snack. Text me, like, what am I doing tomorrow? Can we reschedule for tomorrow? Now, my first thought is to be like, not even respond and just leave him on red. But I'm always known to not give people a second chance. This is a first date. We met on Bumble. I honestly don't even know what to respond because I'm annoyed. I started getting ready at like 5:30. It's not just like I put myself together. This is dumb. Like, this is inconsiderate. And
Very.
you're not starting off on the right foot. And you asked me 2 days in a row to go out. I don't know what to respond.
And
Like,
now
am
you
I
want to
supposed just be
dismiss
like,
the
no,
date
thank
because you
you,
so
like, I'm
hungry.
good? Or should I just like,
Nigga,
chalk
go
it
eat
up
some
to
crackers
we
and shut the
really
fuck
couldn't
up.
wait and I should give it a second chance. Anyway, tell me your thoughts.
Now, truthfully, he doesn't deserve an explanation. This man canceled a date 1 hour before it's actually supposed to start for a very avoidable reason. At your big age, you don't know how to manage your hunger? You had an 8:30 date and you couldn't figure out what you should be eating leading up to the date to make sure that you weren't starving by the time the date was supposed to start.
Starving.
This is a lame excuse that I don't even believe, and I don't think you believe it either. Don't ignore this obvious red flag. There is something about it, your intuition, your discernment, something is screaming at you that something about this isn't right. If you feel like you have to respond, I would say something like this. The man for me isn't somebody who easily reneges on his obligations. He doesn't easily break plans, not with me. So this is not the kind of man that you've already proven yourself to be. I already know it's not a match, so I'm going to unmatch you. At the very least, he's proven himself to be somebody who is very inconsiderate of your time and of your effort.
And childish
to
as
me,
fuck.
that's good enough to be a deal breaker. It is for me. You're going to have to decide for yourself if it is for you as well. And I low-key feel like he had some kind of other plan or something else fell through. It just seems to the excuses.
His motherfucking cash didn't hit on that app.
Wife and something happened. Does he have a girlfriend? It just seems really like suspect that you were excited about this woman just 2 days ago. But now you're gonna let a little thing like hunger keep you from going out with this woman? I don't buy it.
Okay, reason 362 why you will never catch me on Hinge.
Okay.
And I know my friends are watching this thinking, but you said no. Even thinking about it, I'm still embarrassed, yeah. So when I was on that app, I used an alias because some people are on the app to be agents of chaos. I don't need people thinking that I'm on what they're on. So once you pass the stage,
No demon time. Fuck
and me
that.
actually exchanging my real digits, then I would say, hey, my name's Glory. The name I used was Liar, Liah, and it was an inside joke between me and myself because I'm a liar, and I used pictures all from my Instagram, nothing outside the Instagram, because if anyone that I know in real life is like, yo, I saw you, I'm like, what? Someone's trying to catfish me. This is not my profile. Knowing damn well that's my profile. But anyway, talking to this guy now, and it's reached to the stage where we're off the app. He doesn't seem insane. He seems like a nice gentleman. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna call you. But here it is.
Okay.
Yes, as I was saying, I told him that I was a receptionist at a dentist, yeah, because that is a cute job. If you work for the right company, they'll pay you right. Do you know what I mean? That's my default. And I said, oh yeah, I don't work on Sundays because the dentist is what? Closed. But I work early on Saturdays. Told half truth because my show is on the weekend. So he's like, oh, I'm gonna call you after work on Saturday. Cool. Come home from radio to then sleep, have my Saturday nap, and then he calls me. So after asking him about his day and da-da-da-da, he's like, oh, what did you do today? I said, yeah, I went to work, remember? I took my nap and everything. He said, oh, how was radio?
How was what? How was what?
Sorry, did you ask if I listened to the radio at work? He said, Glory, please, hang up on you, because you're not about to be 10 steps ahead at my Monopoly game. This is my board game. That was cool. The player got played. So all this time he knew. And then I did some digging on Instagram. Turns out he's a mutual. He was laughing at me from the get-go. So I'm gonna stick to meeting people in coffee shops, bumping into each other on the underground, me dropping my book, him picking it up and going, this is yours. And then falling in love. Let me be delusional.
So apparently she was on Tinder, like a lot of people are, and I guess this motherfucker was doing a lot more digging than she expected him to. So he said something about the radio and her being at work, and she instantly knew that, oh, this motherfucker's stalking me. Quick. Uh-oh.
10 years later, we make it to my car.
I didn't went too far.
Oh, well.
For boba.
I didn't went too...
Nice gentleman. And he was like, let me be delusional.
I am so tired of feeling like it's never gonna be my turn to find love, and I know that someone out there knows what I mean right now. Like, I know I'm overreacting to this specific incident, but this is like the 4th time this has happened since I re-downloaded the dating apps earlier this month and decided, you know what, I'm an adult. I'm gonna try and get like an adult relationship and actually do dating for once. So we match, we talk for a while, we plan the date, right? We can't do that day, we move the date to this day, totally fine. I go, how about 5:30? Reasonable time. Let's actually get dinner. Like, let's commit to this. This seems promising. He goes, okay. Then he texts me and goes, can we actually do 6:30? Because I have a meeting. It's going to run a little long. I'll be able to do 6:30 instead. And I said, that's a little bit annoying because it's a tad bit late. I'm going to be starving, but that's fine. So today's the day, right? 5:45 rolls around. I've just finished doing my hair and makeup, and I get another text from him going, hey, I'm running late again. Could it be possible that we move the date to 7 again? So I text all my friends, both guys and girls, just to make sure I'm not crazy and go, do I allow this? And they go, no. Moving it once, maybe. Twice, that's where I would have stopped it. But a 3rd time? Absolutely not. I'm starving at this point, and that's just disrespectful of my time. So I send him a little respectful, you know what, hey, don't even sweat it. Like, you enjoy your evening. It's pretty late already, and I am starving, so I'm just gonna eat. And he keeps texting me, and he's also like now trying to guilt trip me, being like, I'm not going to enjoy my evening, like, boss. So
too bad.
Flag, you know, bullet dodged, I guess, in the long term. And usually I would just let it go. However, I have planned like almost 4 or 5 dates now since I re-downloaded the apps. Almost every single time, this is exactly what keeps happening. They keep pushing the date back until I just have to say, hey, I'm not going anymore. Because that's disrespectful of my time and me as a person. And like, I know this isn't the biggest deal in the world, but it especially feels like it really digs into that childhood wound of like, no one's ever gonna love you. You're never gonna find anyone who loves and respects you. And it's like, why does this keep happening? Like, when you make a plan and you say you're gonna show up at a certain time, and maybe it's just me, I need you to show up at that time. I need to know that you are a person of your word and that you can show up for me, especially like early on in the beginning like this. It's just a big thing for me, and like trusting people and consistency. Shout out childhood wounds. Why is it so hard to find a man who respects you and your time as a person? These are some very bare minimum standards to be setting, and why does it feel so impossible for them to meet? Like, I've had enough. I'm exhausted. It feels like there's absolutely no end in sight. Everyone on this planet deserves someone who respects them and their time and treats them well. And I'm not even asking people to like move mountains for me anymore at this point. It feels crazy. Like these boys and dating are genuinely starting to make me feel crazy.
So I just came back on our first date and I don't think he'll be contacting me anytime soon. It's been over 35 minutes since he dropped me off and he still hasn't texted me yet. He showed up a little bit late, but I let that slide because he got in the car, said that I looked nice, and then proceeded to open the car door for me. I almost gave it up then and there. That's just how low my standards are right now. We went mini golfing and I didn't realize how cold it was outside. So he saw that and he offered his extra jacket that he had in his back seat. We got to the mini golf course and I was just terrible at it. So I think he noticed and he let me win a couple of times. After golfing, we went out to eat and the conversation was just dead. We were eating in silence. That's how bad it was. He offered to pay for dinner, so I offered to tip. And then we went out for boba. And then he took me home. And then as I was getting out of the car, I said, "Have a nice one." And he said, "You too."
Okay.
So I want to share with you guys.
That seemed like a okay date. My thing is, I wouldn't be super comfortable with like eating and having no conversation. It sounds like on her date there was no conversation. Neither one of them had anything to talk about or were scared to like ask questions to get to know one another. I don't necessarily take that as a red flag because he didn't really do anything terribly wrong. But when you're on a date, you gotta ask questions. You gotta communicate. You have to talk so you can get to know who the fuck you're on a date with. And, I mean, if you're not taking the date seriously, and if you're just out for like a free meal or something, then sure, be silent the whole way through. Yeah. But if you're actually interested in trying to get to know the person that you're on a date with, please speak the fuck up, man or woman. Speak the fuck up, ask your questions, get to know that person because this is what you're on a date for. Yeah? Okay.
The story that I just saw because I think it's really funny. But anyway, this guy asked this woman out on a first date, and he's like, "If the date goes really well, would you like to come over to my place?" And she was like, "Well, I'll send you over my rider." And he was like, "What? What exactly is a rider?" She's like, "You know how a celebrity has like a list of demands that they want on hand? Well, I'll send you over my list." On the list was like a bonnet. It was like some mochi ice cream, a travel toothbrush, a travel little thing of toothpaste or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, that sounds fine. Sure, I'll send over the list." And so, they go on the date, and he doesn't have the things, but he says, "Let's go over to the local bodega to get the things." And they get the bonnet, and they get some mochi ice cream. Okay. And after that, he turns and he looks to her, and he says, "I hope you don't get the wrong idea about me." And she was like, "What?" And he was like, that I'm the kind of guy that just, like, buys women things. I hope you're not like a gold digger. And she was like, the total of the stuff that he bought was like $12. The idea that men think
$12. Fucking chill.
Equates to a woman being a gold digger to me is like, it is a baffling. Like the fact that
Pause. The fact that she had a fucking list of things that she wanted and needed if she was to enjoy the date and go to his crib, I fucking love that. Yo, if I have fun on this outing with you and you want me or expect me to come back to your place, these are the fucking things I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things I need for me to be comfortable at your place. I fucking love that. I should utilize that too, because if we have a fun ass time on this date and you expect me to come over, mind you, coming over does not mean I'm about to pull off my pants, pull off my drawers, take off my bra and my shirt to get naked upon you. I need some things to be comfortable in your spot. Simply because you expect me to come over, but don't expect no ass and no panties to come off if I do. I like that.
would even go back to your place after it only being the first date is already crazy and already wild in my opinion. But for the low cost of like $12 to make sure that she's comfortable at your place and you couldn't do that, like girl, they want so much for nothing. Very little effort.
Very little effort. Very little effort. Yes, we're on a fucking ad. When men come to you with the fucking world, but then they expect, mind you, when they come to you with the world, it don't even be the world. It be like breadcrumbs and shit. But then when you come with your own boundaries and things that you want and need to be comfortable in a situation to be with that individual, they want to do the very least. We're not doing that. Anyway.
Guy just is not for you. You get back and you're like, oh my God, hell no. Don't ghost him. Have some respect for him, but also for yourself. Be a really self-assured woman. There is nothing wrong with being clear and kind. So send a message that says, hey, Billy Bob, thank you so much for the other evening. Out of respect for both of our times, I just want to let you know that this isn't something that I'm going to move forward with, but I really love meeting you, and I hope you have a lovely life. Take care, all the best, love.
So it seems like your mood has changed within the last 40 minutes of us sitting here. What's going on?
We've been getting along pretty well these last 3 days. It's our first date, and the waiter or whoever he...
Pause. I gotta use the bathroom like a motherfucker, so go get you a snack, or you can go take your own restroom break. I'll be right back. I'm back. All right, y'all. Fastest I've ever used the restroom. Yes, I washed my hands. Let's get back into it.
As he tells us that it's going to be a 40-minute wait, I actually want to stay. You say yes. In a nutshell, you was on your phone, you was on your laptop, and I've been pulling at straws to get conversation from you, and it just put a bad taste in my mouth. And even when I tried to holler at you or speak to you, you put your finger up. You don't think that was inconsiderate?
I mean, like, that's how I make my money.
You don't think the date started once we physically met one another in the parking lot, or you think the date starts now?
I mean, like, it starts now because I'm done talking. I mean, I had to talk to a client. I thought maybe you might be a little understanding, maybe.
I understand you got this and that going on, but I think I'm going to pass on this date right here. And you know,
fair.
It's been a pleasure that you considered even to go out with me.
He's not wrong.
Fair.
Everybody doesn't have to understand how busy you are as a lawyer. This is a very first date, and you never get a second chance to make a first impression. He's not wrong in expecting that you would come to this date, you know, and actually be present. Not just physically, but like talking to him, interacting with him. The fact that you brought your laptop on this date and you were actually working, taking work calls.
That's a bit much.
Held the church finger up while he was trying to talk to you.
That's a bit much.
If you're that busy, you are too busy.
Now, we just got a man's perspective of a bad date. And obviously, I guess the lady that he went on a date with was a lawyer. And she brought her laptop. And she had phone calls and everything else to make. Babe. I'm speaking to the woman at this point. Babe. If you have to bring your laptop on the date with you, you might be too busy to date. Or you might need to date a man who is in the same field as you, who can fully and completely understand. Because honestly, if I was a man and a woman brought her whole ass laptop with her to the restaurant and propped that bitch up on the table as I'm sipping my wine, and you're typing away and making phone calls, and then when I try to speak to you, you throw up the, wait a minute, then that just means you don't need to be on a date, lady. It's okay if you're a lawyer and you're busy and you got shit to do, but don't bring your work to the date, because man or female is not going to appreciate it, because your focus is not on getting to know the individual across from you. Basically, what you're doing is a work date, because you got work on the laptop and the cell phone. You don't really need the man across from you. I get where he's coming from. If you're going to a date, let's not be distracted by the cell phones and the laptops and the other things of that nature. Be more focused on who the fuck you came to meet. Okay.
To date. That would be the same advice I would give if the man was doing this. And he's right, the date should have started in the parking lot when he greeted you with that hug. Not when, you know what, I'm done with my calls, I finished this, I finished that, now we can start. Like, that's really selfish of you to think that's when the date should start. No, it started the moment you met that man.
Yeah.
She's a lawyer, so I'm sure she can well afford her own meal at Ruth's Chris, so it's not like she's using him for a free meal. But it was inconsiderate. And it's not that he was worried about you wasting his money. I think you're wasting his time. And just like how you feel like your time is valuable, so is his.
Right.
I'm running out of time to be someone.
Everybody needs to be accountable of everybody's time. I don't care if you're a lawyer. I don't care if you're somebody super special in an industry that's super demanding. If you are on a date with another individual, that other individual needs to have a fair amount of your time, because you agreed to meet with that person. If you got work to do because you're a lawyer and you're busy, well, how about you just stay the fuck home and tend to that work, and then when you get some actual free time to communicate with another individual, then you go on a date. Right? Right? Okay.
And when I tell you, I can tell if I like someone in the first 15 seconds of meeting them. I'm not lying.
Same here.
It didn't go badly, but it definitely didn't go well. First of all, the place we went was just so weird. Just in a weird strip mall. It was a strange crowd. It wasn't my vibe at all. I walked up to him, and the first thing I thought, unfortunately, was that he was not as cute in person as his photos. So that was like kind of a bummer. And I'm not gonna lie, immediately upon him opening his mouth, I was like, this man is just not for me. He was just really serious. Felt like I was almost on an interview. Like, I felt like I was talking to my coworker. It wasn't fun. It wasn't lighthearted. It wasn't bantery. It was just really serious, and all we talked about was work. And if we talk about only work on a first date, it ain't for me, goodbye. Also, when we walked into the coffee shop, he like made this statement that he would be covering the drinks. Like, I'm sorry, did you think I was gonna pay for the coffee? Let's get this straight. If you're a man, you're paying on the first date. Number two, we're getting coffee. It's maybe $7 if you get like oat milk, which I did not. Please, am I supposed to be like super appreciative of you like getting us coffee? It was just bizarre. I went to the bathroom like 3 times, and I'm so bad at leaving dates. Like, I just get so awkward. I can talk to anyone, so let's kind of fill the space with stuff about work and life and whatever. But I knew literally immediately upon walking into this date that he was not for me, and I hate when that happens. I was literally struggling on how to leave. I went to the bathroom, then I came back out, and I didn't sit back down. And I was like, okay, well, like, it was great to meet you. And he was like, did you want to go do something else? No, dear.
No, thank you,
I do not want to do something
sir.
else. I want to go home. He was not mean. He was just not for me. Bummer. Like, another one bites the dust. One thing I learned from all these dates is that I can talk to anybody. I can pretty much get along with anybody for like an hour, unless you're like a horrible person. Stay tuned for more first dates in the future.
So why is somebody like you single? Like, you seem like such a great person. I really am a great person. Just like all my exes are crazy. I can understand that. I have some crazy exes too. So where do you live? Well, I'm actually in between houses right now. You know how the housing market is. Yeah, it is kind of crazy right now. So where do you work? I think I love you. You like, we've been knowing each other for 45 minutes and you already love me? It's just a feeling, like when you know, like, where do you live? Do you have any roommates? I live by myself currently, but do you have a car? Yeah, I got like 3 cars, but they're all in the shop right now. All of them are in the shop. Like, how did you get here? I caught the bus, but then I ran the rest of the way. That's why I'm sweaty. So I think I've heard everything I needed to hear. Me too. Like, can I leave my stuff at your house tonight?
No. So this next video, y'all probably can't hear it, but what's going on is this young lady is at a date and the man tells her to rate him 1 through 10. What the fuck type shit? Baby, you are not a movie that I can just rate 1 through 10, but if you really want to know, you a fucking 2. Sorry.
Guys care about the drawings because they care about the appearance, and girls care about the story because they care about what's inside. That's why I never dress up for dates. Oh, I can tell. What do you mean? But you're on a date. Everyone says I'm on a date. You don't need to dress up? How old are you? I'm 26. How old are you? Where do you sort of see yourself in 10 years? You know, I always ask myself that question, and I think I want to be a 35-year-old who can still attract 18-year-olds. I don't like girls who are over 25. When it comes to dating,
So I'm pretty sure you probably can't hear this because she was recording as she was on the date and it's pretty fucking loud. She's asking him, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Like, you know, an interview question. And he basically says, I see myself in 10 years as a 35-year-old who can still attract 18-year-olds. He said because he doesn't like women over 25. Did you not get the fucking assignment? I'm not asking you who do you want to date in 10 years. I'm asking where you're gonna be. And then the fact that you said you want to be a 35-year-old who's still able to attract 18-year-olds, are you that much in your ego? Because what? You sound like a fucking idiot. You should probably go back to your mom's house and maybe get a hug or 2 from her because what? You're not a man, baby. You're a baby, baby.
I like younger girls. If they're over 25, they're too focused on the career and they're not as attractive anyway. So I go for 18-year-olds. 18-year-olds? Yeah, my ex-girlfriend was 18. 18? 7 years younger than you? Yeah, I like that.
You like that? He like that because he wants somebody a little foolish in the brain so he can manipulate and use them. You saying that because what? Because that's no flex for nobody. It's not a flex how you think it is, because what it's saying to me is that you're young-minded as well. So if you're 35 and you're still trying to date 18-year-olds and you still want to market yourself to 18-year-olds, then you're a fucking clown yourself. Do you need to go back to preschool, sir? Do you need your fucking diaper changed too, sir? Nobody's gonna want you. Like, what? Oh, you want an 18-year-old because you're not self-sufficient and being a 35-year-old man. So you want a broad that's younger than you. So you can fully put bullshit in her head and on her so you can take advantage. Okay. Okay.
No, because I asked. He immediately got on the defense, which is a red flag for me. Are you hiding something? What's the issue with answering my questions if those things are important to me? So are you saying you just don't want to answer?
It's for. And who are you?
April Michelle Butler,
And what's that mean to me?
because I asked a question.
Why are you asking how long? Does it matter? I don't care about what you've done. I don't care about your degrees. I don't care about none of that. Because she's not finna sit down.
I don't think she's caring about what the fuck you caring about. She obviously asked you a question that you felt some type of way about and insecure about. And so now you're trying to make her feel bad about her life choices when all she asked you was, how long were you married? Motherfuckers don't know how to be honest and real. And that's where a lot of people get fucked up in with first dates and relationships in general. People don't know how to talk and communicate and say what's real. Who cares if you offend with the truth? Tell the truth, because honestly, if you end up trying to make somebody feel better with a lie, they're gonna find out you're lying and they're gonna be even more pissed off than they were if you would have told the truth. No? Okay.
Nobody, man. She finna try to muscle somebody, put him in the headlock. No man wants to get no headlock.
In my opinion, this is a perfect example of what a man looks and sounds like when he's with somebody that's out of his league. This woman simply asked a basic dating question. Oh, you were married for how long? And he immediately jumps to, I don't care about your degrees. Degrees? Like, who's talking about
What?
degrees? And then he's going to say, you're not about to muscle me. Who said anything about muscling you? No, you don't feel as much of a masculine man being around a woman who is more successful. So you try to overcompensate. Because nobody asked about her degrees and nobody said she wanted to muscle you. That's how you feel. You would feel that she'd be in control if she had that much more going on for herself than you do. These are the kind of men that are quick to designate a woman as being masculine if she doesn't bend to their will, if she doesn't immediately, quote unquote, fall in line. She's asking simple questions, but you think that you're too manly to have to answer to her. You're not answering to her, you're answering her. There's a big difference.
Spend money to get to know you, like,
Because you asked me to come here with you to get to know me. So, this is your idea, not mine.
I mean, I'm not really tripping. Like, I mean, I got the money. Like,
Then what are you talking
I
about?
just felt like, you know, we just vibing right now. We just get to know each other. But I mean, it's all good. I mean, I get it. Like y'all female. I mean, y'all women. Like y'all, you know, like that's what y'all be on. Like, you know. So it's
I don't know what you mean. That's what we be on, but because you know you ain't tripping about the money, right? So
no.
So what you tripping about?
This motherfucker said he ain't tripping about the money, but he was like, oh, that's what y'all females be on. I shouldn't have to spend no money to get to know you. Pause. Nigga, who asked me to come to this date? You or me? You came to me to ask for the date. I feel like if somebody asks you, the woman, for a date, then you shouldn't have no problems with financing the date. You should have no issues financing the date. But me personally, if I'm asked on a date, I'm still bringing my money. I'm still making sure I got all my ends together just in case this nigga want to act up and act funny. Right? He talking about, I shouldn't have to spend no money to get to know you, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I got the money. If you got the money, what the fuck is you talking about? Why are you bitching? Don't ask a woman on the date and then start bitching about having to pay for the date that you probably begged for. All women aren't the same, because some women, that you might ask for a date may expect you to pay out of pocket for every little thing. But me personally, when I'm asked on a date, I'm still bringing my funds because I don't assume anybody is paying for me. I expect to always pay for myself. So if that motherfucker pop up with an attitude and be like, oh baby, don't worry, I got my end. You ain't gotta worry about paying for me because I brought bread to spend on my meal. Don't expect me to spend for yours, but please don't think you about to trap me because you thinking you want to catch an attitude because no.
Trying to figure out why it's gotta be understood that we always, as men, we gotta spend money.
Because it's understood that you had asked me to come here to spend your money.
See, that's the same as spend your money. Like, that's, what that even mean?
Yeah, because it wasn't my idea. You know what?
So where they going?
I don't know.
Somebody gotta pick the tab.
He went to the bathroom. He'll be back to pay. Matter of fact, where is it? The bathroom?
It's in the back.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Y'all, that mofo was crazy, okay? That was the worst motherfucking date I had ever been on. He's somewhere in the bathroom right now. I don't give a I'm not going back. I'm heading to my car. I got hair in my lip. I can't.
He done caught up to her. She running for her life. These goddamn ads is killing me. Nah, they not killing, but they are getting on my goddamn nerves. She had to run because that motherfucker came out the bathroom.
Literally 10 seconds back. Hey guys, let me tell you something. There are some things that I don't do in Dubai. Like if someone asks me, to meet and they don't have a proper plan, I wouldn't go. Absolutely not. Because why? I'm a baddie, right? I'm a baddie. But I forgot that in London. Like in UK, I forgot that because I don't know what people are like here. Like I don't know their life. I don't know any of that stuff. So I went on this date. What I was worried about was, okay, place that we go to, like, I hope he's not too awkward with the whole, like, bill situation. I don't mind covering it. Honestly, no problem at all because I want to go out to a nice places or whatever. That was my concern. You know what ended up happening? We didn't even eat. We went on a walking date. Do you want to know how many steps I hit? You will find out soon. That was not a glitch, by the way. It was actually 20,000, but 5,000 was me searching for him. The rest, 15,000 was with him. So we walked for like an hour and a half, and then he was, by the end of it, we came back to our starting point, and he was like, so what do you want to do next? Chill, eat. That's when it hit me that, oh, this is the date. Like what we just had was the date. Then I was like, oh, no, it's fine. Like just
a walking date. You can walk me to a motherfucking restaurant.
He was like, you didn't eat? You should have told me, I would have like taken. Okay, just shut the up because I'm about to pass out right now. Just tell me where a restaurant is. He was like, restaurants are closed. We close, like, all the restaurants in UK, it closes at 10. Yeah, that's one thing I don't like. Well, shut the fuck up. So then we had to go to a grocery store. He was like, okay, I know this one grocery store that's going to be open until 11. I'll take you there and then you can get something to eat, blah, blah, blah. So we both walked another like 5 to 10 minutes. In my head even at this time, I was like, at least he walked me to a grocery store. Twinkle. Went to the grocery store. As soon as I entered, I was like, oh, I'm good now. Like, I'll get something to eat. No problem. Like, you can leave. It's okay. Yeah, I've got this. I'll just get some. He was like, yeah, okay, go ahead. I need to shop for myself as well. Like, I just need to get some stuff for home. Oh, okay. So you basically, it's not like you came to the grocery for me. You came for you, and I also came for you. I said, okay, how do you go out with someone and not even ask them, have you eaten anything? Or are you okay? Do you want to stop somewhere? Do you want to grab something to eat? Like, how is that not even a question? Considering the fact that I've told a couple of times that, oh yeah, like walking is not like really my thing. I've just started now. That should be our next thought. Like, okay, I'm with someone that doesn't walk a lot. Let's grab something to eat. Nothing. I'm actually shocked that people can be this. They don't think about another person because for me, even if I was with a girlfriend, like I'm meeting a woman, the way I am with them is why I expect more from men. Even with girls, we will ask like, do you want some? Do you want to take a bite? Like, can we share a plate? So I'm very surprised that people can be like this, but also it's just a reminder to myself to stay home. But that being said, I did walk 20,000 steps. So hopefully when I come back to the bay, I'm like fitter, So that's the positive thing.
No, I'm upset because you asked me on a date and you're asking me to split the bill with you. It's a respect thing.
I just don't know you that well.
Okay, I don't know you that well, so that's completely fair, but I still agreed to go on a date with you to IHOP, and you're asking me to split the bill, and I don't think that's, like, respectful.
I would pay for you at a nice restaurant as well. Just, it's principle.
Okay.
Pause. So that doesn't even make sense. The walking date lady, I don't really have any words for that. Men come up with their own ideas of what a date is. I feel like you should probably talk about what the date is going to be before you get to the date. The lady previous to this story, they basically was in Dubai and they went on a walking date with no food. Fine, whatever. But this other story here, they went on a date to IHOP and now he wants to split the bill, which is $27. And he says, well, I would pay for the date at a fancy restaurant, blah, 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 blah. Well, sir, if you would pay for a date at a fancy restaurant, you can for sure pay for $27. What the fuck are you saying? Are you saying you don't like me, so you don't want to pay for the full date? Be honest. People do not like to say what the fuck it is up front. You don't know me. I don't know you. I would rather you speak the fucking truth rather than you sound like a goddamn idiot and making it seem like you can't afford $27 when you invited me to fucking IHOP.
Well, it's a respect thing for me, and on top of being disrespectful, I feel like you just sat here and played a slots game out literally the entire time after asking me to go on a date for the last 3 weeks. So
it's called Jackpot World, and I am practicing for a tournament coming up. I told you that.
So
okay, how does the slots game app on your phone help you practice for a tournament in Vegas?
It has every type of slot you would.
I don't give a fuck what you're practicing on your phone. You're on a date.
I wouldn't understand because I'm not doing that during a date. I don't want to go back and forth about this game thing like this whole time. I'm just saying that I would really appreciate it if you took care of the bill because you asked me out, but if you can't, that's fine.
It is 2024 and I don't know you that well. If I knew you were the type of girl to let me hit
It's 2024. What the fuck does that mean?
Why would you say something to me like that? Seriously. I took time out of my day to come see you. This is beyond disrespectful. Honestly, I'm getting
Girl,
so
pay for your
right
part
now.
of me and get the fuck up.
I will take care of it. I really don't want to hear from you.
You'll take care of it?
Yes.
I mean, I might actually let you do that.
Okay.
Of course you would. You probably didn't expect to pay in the first place.
This is like embarrassing as hell, but honestly, like, I don't give a damn. I feel like I'm about to be stood up. So, I have a date planned with this guy at 6, and it is 5:46 right now. So I was already headed toward his area. He doesn't really, we don't text all day, which is cool with me, but like I FaceTimed him 2 times, like 15 minutes ago, just like confirming because I'm on the way right now. And I haven't heard from him. I did have a missed call from him at 5:16. And so I called him back twice, like 10 minutes later, and I haven't heard from him. I texted him, haven't heard from him. So I just pulled over because I'm not about to keep driving if I don't know I'm about to meet up with you, you know? And it's raining, so I'm gonna wait. I shouldn't even be waiting. I should just go home right now, but I'm gonna wait until 6 o'clock. And
if he ain't saying shit, it's a wrap.
I'm having a night in. I would usually turn this into like a solo date. I say usually. All right, guys. So he's talking about he forgot about this thing he had to go to, so he's asking me if I can meet at 8. Not really. I feel like I feel like that's kind of disrespectful. So I did not end up going home. I romanticized life, and I feel like one thing always leads to another, so I made reservations for one at a cute sushi place. So I'm about to head there now. Yeah, a date with the baddest bitch.
Solo date.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money.
If you ever feel bad about yourself, just remember I once went on a date with a guy from Bumble when his profile said 40, it turns out to look like 50, and I still continued the date. Then on the date, he proceeds to forcefully hold my hand. He was like, "Your hand here, now." When I looked surprised about it, he was like, "What? Don't you like when guys lead? Because you want me to choose the restaurant, so you want guys to lead, so I'm leading. Your hand here, now." I didn't hold his hand, and then we were at the elevator and he grabbed me by my hair like this. He got surprised when I said, "I don't like it, don't do it." He was like, "Why? Why?" And the worst thing is, when I was about to leave, I said goodbye and I kind of half hugged him. He grabbed mine from behind and he squeezed it. So don't ever feel bad about your dates. Mwah.
Bro, it is going so bad right now. I am pulling everything out of my hat. I'm literally sitting like this, like, so what else do you like to do? She went to go use the bathroom, and I basically tried to tell her, like, hey, I don't want to waste any of your time, but if you're not interested, I'm giving you a free jail out of card. I don't know how the fuck to say it.
Out of jail free card, babe.
But she's still here. So I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I'm trying to get out of here. But
So, listen, I need you to get tamale.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me about
I
this?
didn't know.
What?
I went on the worst date of my life last night, and I got catfished before. So if this is the worst date of my life, that says a lot. First of all, I tell my homegirl, I'm like, I really don't feel like going on this date. And she like, girl, he just graduated PA school. He is a doctor. You're going on this date.
I don't give a fuck.
I told him I do not like bars.
If he a trillionaire.
But I don't like bars. That's not my vibe. He takes me to a bar. And immediately I'm like, and he's like, oh, is this not your vibe? Let's go somewhere else. And we end up at a place that I know, a spot that I know that I like. Immediately, he puts his arm around me and starts taking pictures with me like I'm his wife, like I'm his woman. Mind you, this is my first time meeting this man. He is literally taking pictures of me, with me. So I'm annoyed, and I'm like looking at him like, that's weird. And he's like, what's weird? I said, it's weird that you're taking pictures of me and with me. I don't know you like that. Like, I don't. Homeboy has an attitude. He's just like, oh, that's weird? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, he's big man. Like, big man.
So
the man comes to take our order for drinks. I order my drink. My go-to is lychee martini. So I order it. Then he doesn't know what he wants. So my drink comes out, and he's like, oh, can I taste?
No. You can order your own.
Sure. And there's no straws. So he's like mouth to glass on my drink. So he's like, oh, this is really good, and orders the same exact thing. So, of course, when his drink comes out, I'm like, here, you take my drink, I'll take this one. I think that's fair, y'all. I personally think that's fair.
It's fair.
Homeboy is even bigger mad. Like, he wanted me to drink off of his mouth, and I don't know why. So I'm just feeling uncomfortable. It's just weird. Conversation's going, but he's just doing too much. So by now his words are slurring. He's a little tipsy. He's like on his second, third drink. Word slurring. He's asking me the same questions that he not only asked me through text, but asked me literally 2 minutes ago. And I'm just like, it's time. Bruh. So the question he keeps asking me is, what type of men I like? And I continue to tell
Not
him,
you,
I
babe.
told you I like
Not
confident.
you.
Oh, I'm confident. I look good. I know I look good. And he's from New York. So if you know New York men, it's that type of New York man.
Headache.
Fast forward through a whole lot of uncomfortableness. He forces himself to hold my hand while we're walking to my car. 10 years later, we make it to my car, finally. He's asking me if I had a good time, if I think that we'll be able to go out to meet again. I'm not a fan of pissing men off, especially when there's no one else around, so I'm like, we'll talk tomorrow. and then he tried to kiss me.
Hold on.
So you still don't believe?
All these ads, y'all. Ugh.
If you're ever on a first date and you feel uncomfortable or you're just not enjoying yourself, then these are some tips on how to get out. Number one, if there's a thing where you guys are just not meshing, it's just not really working out.
Honesty.
Straight up,
Yes.
I don't think this date is working out, and just offer to pay your half of the bill. If you ain't got bill money, why did you leave your house?
Yes.
These guys are gonna do.
Pause. If you ain't got bill money, why you leave the house, woman? Make sure you got your half just in case that nigga wanna act up.
It's a peak thing, but just tell him you're gonna go to the toilet, and instead of going to the toilet, sneak kind of around and go to like the restaurant host. Go to him or her and say, I'm not enjoying my date. Can I just pay for my half of that table? Pay for the table and then just cut. They'll tell him that you've cut. And then number 3, this last one, don't do this unless the guy's actually tapped. I would only recommend doing this to somebody that's touching you inappropriately or just making you feel uncomfortable. But girl, just pick up your stuff and leave. Obviously, don't make it too obvious that you're cutting. Pick up your coat, sneakily pick up your bag and just cut. Block him on all social media, block his number, everything. That's that. Anybody that says it is harsh, don't touch people without their permission. It's that simple. I haven't even... and you think you can touch, that's brazy. There's no conversation needed when someone touches you inappropriately.
Demanding Ubers on the first date, first couple dates when you don't know a man is cheap. I'm going to explain. As a woman, your safety is priceless. Something everyone, including men, knows. It is a very dangerous world for us. And you just compromise said safety for an Uber ride. Now let's be generous here. Maybe the Uber round trip costs $60 to $200. Is that high enough of a price to tell a man where you live? And this is the part where you guys get in the comments and say, well, I'm being quite clever. I went to the bar down the street. I went to a different neighborhood. It's not hard to figure out where you live, bitch. First of all, let's be clear that the idea that you should charge a man for every second of your time going to see him and leaving him comes from 304s. Very lovely ladies. No hate for them will be tolerated on this page. But what I'm saying is they do that because they work in a dangerous profession, and so their services come at a premium. What premium are you charging? An Uber ride and dinner? Do you think that a couple $100s is worth telling a complete stranger? A stranger who's trying to impress you by flexing his resources. And if he's not lying about those resources, who has the means to maybe do some terrible shit to you if he knows where you live? And now you say, but Alexia, that doesn't happen to most people, blah, 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 blah. Just the fact
can happen,
that you
though.
would sell out your location for the promise of some food and a car ride makes it seem like you don't value your safety that much. When you don't seem like you value your safety that much, you look a little cheap. Telling a man that you need certain things to be impressed doesn't make you look high value. It makes you look like you've never been around nice shit in your life. And when he knows that you've never been around nice shit, he's not
He gonna
whipping out
flaunt
the
that
nicest
shit.
whiskey in his collection to impress you. Honestly, anything over $100 will kind of get you to go. So much of the high value man dating advice is coming from girls who only saw a flash of middle tier shit before laying down to get fucked and dumped. You tell a guy too early that you'll dance for money, he's not going to throw hundreds on the stage. He knows that you'll be super excited just to see a nickel. And I'm not saying you need to date someone broke. I'm saying don't look so fucking desperate for $1.
This young lady here is probably saying the exact shit that I'm saying. She got it. Stop being so fucking materialistic, women. Because when a man realizes how fucking self-centered, materialistic you are, he's gonna make sure he talks big shit. And when talking big shit, he's gonna try to flash you all these fake ass businesses, fake ass apartments, fake ass whips and everything else he says he has. Oh, he can pay for this, that, and the third. And that's gonna make your fucking eyeballs bling, 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 bling. And he's gonna be able to reel you in that way. I don't give a fuck if this man is a billion trillionaire. Okay, and he says he's gonna buy you a fucking island. You need to look at that motherfucker and be like, okay. Okay. Pretend like that motherfucker is taking you to the dollar store when everything was literally just $1 and not $1.25. When you show these men that you are materialistic and that you are only in it for the money and what somebody else can provide for you, that is a surefire green light for them to fucking play with you. and string you along simply because they will appear like they got every fucking thing in the world. Okay.
It's a bit pathetic. Oh, costume change, gym fix, I had another point. If he really has the resources to just send you cars, you're gonna benefit by dating him. You would benefit more by not telling people where you live.
Yeah, I'm on a date, right? And I ordered 6 different meals, and this man do not want to pay for my food. I don't know why.
Tell me more. Why does he want you to pay for the bill?
And I really didn't have the appetite for anything. He forced me to come to the restaurant. So now I'm here. I ordered 6 different dishes.
Come again, please tell us.
Wait. So this woman says she ordered 6 different meals at this first date dinner. My question is, babe, why did you order 6? Not 1, not 2, not even 3. Why did you order 6 different meals at a first date and then you're expecting the man to pay? Why did you order 6 different meals and expect the man to pay? And then I feel like he didn't want to pay for all 6 meals and she got an attitude. But babe, why did you order 6 different meals? Are you trying to test him? Because testing men doesn't really work. Okay.
And I got jerk chicken, this one meal. I started eating out the roster pasta.
This is ridiculous. Who orders 6 different things from the menu?
Bitch, you better be eating every last one at this table right the fuck now.
And this like the pineapple bowl.
Excuse me, ma'am. If you want him to pay for 6 different dishes, how about you eat all 6 of them right in front of him so he can prove
That
you're not trying to feed your whole
or a fucking buffet. Golden Corral.
That's my drink. I ain't really like that drink. And he got the 2 liquors. But yeah.
Man, you're not going on a date. Sound like you're trying to grocery shop.
I can eat. Oh, I forgot to show y'all. I had got some fried green tomatoes and.
So you turned a restaurant date into a buffet date?
Basically.
Wow, all you can eat, huh?
You know, little lady, you really can't eat. And I'm just like, you invited me out.
See,
you taking advantage though.
It's hard for the women who really enjoy going on quality dates with quality men because fellas see
you take advantage. She took advantage.
Like, wait a minute, I hope this is an isolated situation.
Because to be real, if I was on a date, if I was a man and I was on a date with a woman, if I was a man, I would pay because I'm asking another woman on a date that I obviously like. So my thing is, baby, if you're ordering 6 different meals and an assortment of alcoholic beverages, I don't know what you're doing. Are you trying to have dinner for later and you got kids and family at home that you're trying to feed with these 6 different meals? But baby, I'm a man and I'm not paying for all 6 of the meals, honey. Bitch, you don't have 6 stomachs, so why are you ordering 6 different meals? If I was a man, honestly, I wouldn't pay for all that shit. I would pay for 1 meal and we gonna call it a fucking wrap. A lot of the times, women do take it too far and they try to abuse and overuse the man. Now, let's be real. You're not eating 6 meals at that one spot, babe. Why are you ordering 6 different meals? If you wanted to try and do a bunch of extra shit, you could have came here on your own. I'm a man. I'm not paying for 6 different meals from you because you're over abusing your power of the fucking date. Women, you cannot abuse the men just like the men shouldn't be abusing the women. Let's get real here. Like, come on now.
Hope y'all all ain't like this. I know you're not. Most dudes don't know that.
I went on the weirdest first date. I went through a really messy breakup, and this was my first date back. Unfortunately, I fall under that category of women that dates losers who don't take them out on dates, don't spend money on them, and lives in their apartment rent-free, like a potted plant. So when this
potted plant, bitch. You want to be watered.
Tells me he's going to take me to an art museum. I'm
free 99.
Jumping for joy. At the bare minimum, I get there early. I park, right? He says, let's meet in front of the museum. Okay, fine. And so I'm walking up the hill, right? I'm walking up the hill. It's like a 10-minute walk. And I'm not breaking a sweat because, you know, I go to the gym. I'm standing there waiting for him. There are people walking by, whatever. And I hear behind me,
K-12 makes going
These ads, they piss me off more than these stories do.
please, God, please let this not be the man that I'm gonna be spending
It's your
the next
date,
couple hours
babe. It's your
with. Picture this, he
date.
arrives,
Get him a
khaki
breathing
pants,
mask.
a blue long-sleeved plaid shirt tucked into the khaki pants, and some like boots. Let me show you what I was wearing.
What's the outfit?
Cute, cute, delicate.
Business casual versus girl who spends too much time on Pinterest and is 2 pins away from discovering a community that Tumblr in 2013 would have really liked.
Basically.
It's like the ED Tumblr aesthetic. Sorry, it was kind of a bad joke. Regardless, he also has his keys. There's like 7 keys attached to his belt loop, and every time he walks, he
Jingle, jingle,
sounds
jingle, jingle.
like a Walmart cash register, y'all. I'm like, hey, he's like, hi, I had to walk uphill. Brother, take a beat. This is our first impression. Go to the corner, take a sec. He was like, yeah, I'm fine. Also, I didn't RSVP like for the free tickets. So he's kind of like trying to figure out the ticket situation. I am extremely turned off by this because you've asked me to go on a date.
Have this shit planned out, bro.
Let's be a little proactive here. There's only like one exhibit here, so we decided to go to the Broad, which is a bigger art museum. While we're in line trying to get the tickets, his phone kind of stops working and he's not able to get the tickets, and so he just kind of rage quits in the middle. And then I'm doing it. Then I get the tickets, whatever, you know? And then I'm like, all right, let's go. And he kind of looks at me like, where do we go? Lead the way, brother. You are the please. And so I was like, okay, like let me lead the way then, princess. And so, you know, I walk, I'm about to open the door and then I stop. And then he's like, and I'm like, thanks. And then I walk in. Awkward. After this, we go get a matcha. At this point, I was just trying to give it a really fair shot. You know, I came out on this date. It's my first date back. I'm just trying to make the most of it. He talked about all of his exes, which I thought was a way to kind of make things a little more platonic, but that is certainly not what was happening.
I don't want to hear about your exes. If you want to date your exes, spin the fucking block.
You're gonna tell a brown woman? I should have said, oh, only 2021? He then also tells me that he thought that he was bi. And he was like, oh, yeah, like, you know,
yeah, turn me the fuck off
like,
then.
I don't think I'm bi because, like, people out there are scared of me. He then says, like, oh, I generally never feel connections on a first date, but, like, obviously that's, like, not how I feel now. And I was like, oh, okay. Also, one of my friends got brought up in conversation who is, like, a popular content creator, and he started freaking out over the fact that I knew who that was. He literally had to sit down. He was like, I'm so sorry. Honestly, like, I'm just a little bit starstruck right now. Like, he needed a moment. Like, and I was like, dude, oh my God, like, no. He like started talking about Hassan, and honestly, listen, Hassan is not my type. I can objectively tell you, yes, he's very attractive, but like, if you are a man and you're on a date with a girl that's not feeling you, please don't mention Hassan, because now
I don't know who Hassan is.
And I'm looking at you, and the date is over. I cut it short because he is like literally like explaining just the plot. He explained the plot to like 4 movies to me, which movie guys, please stay away from me. I'm not renewing my AMC A-list membership for another man. I literally cannot do it. I don't use Letterboxd anymore. I am traumatized. He walks me to my car. I give him one of these, you know, like one armed hug. Then I leave. He texts me 10 minutes after we parted ways. No, like, oh, it was so nice seeing you, blah, blah, blah. He says, and I quote, P.S., I would have totally gone in for an end-of-date kiss, but IDK if that was the vibe, and I didn't want to give you the ick. Bro, you gave me the ick when you arrived on our date with black specks under each and every nail that you had. And white residue in your sideburn. And listen, I nipped it in the bud. I told him I didn't like him. I'll say this, his only crime, being cringe. Is that, it's not the worst thing that you could be as a guy, but I'm just not looking forward to meeting any other men anytime soon. So, yeah.
This is a liver.
After every fucking story we get an ad, why?
If there's something I've learned, please stop doing too much.
Are we done? I think we are done with the first dates that turned into total disasters. Part 3. I don't even know what to say because nowadays men consider meeting up in fucking parking lots and gas stations as dates. Literally. My advice is bring your own money, bring your own transportation, bring some type of weaponry just in case that motherfucker gets spicy. And don't invite him into your home. This is part 3. I will be doing a part 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with videos that I want to personally react to. They may not all be dating horror stories, but they will be stories of traumatic experience. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, you already fucking know what to do because this is YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.